not a bad looking Cardano daily chart. This is one of those moves on the daily chart where we can really start talking about it as it relates to the macro cycles, meaning this type of move potentially could be the type of move that we wait almost 4 years for. And this could be the beginning of that macro reversal into altcoin season, into ADA bull market, ADA bull season, whatever you want to call it. So I want to talk about that story and this playing out on the charts. We're going to look at the daily. We're going to zoom out. We're going to cover it all. Hit the subscribe, hit the like. Let's jump into the video. And what I really first want to start with is the monthly. First off, without even just looking at anything, just look at that monthly candle. Look at this monthly green candle. But then when you start zooming out, this is where things for me become a little bit exciting. First off, where we are in the cycles. Bitcoin halving just happened. Bitcoin halving last cycle right here. We've been talking a lot about this kind of consolidation move on the macro, right? Exiting the bear and then consolidation, exiting the bear and then consolidation. I continually say this consolidation is happening earlier this cycle. It began right before and into the Bitcoin halving. Last time it happened months after. Then we start looking at something like the RSI, this momentum oscillator on ADA, and I was like, man, the ADA bull market, if we're looking at this from altcoin season, crypto bull market, there's still a ton of time left. The Bitcoin halving just happened. I've been covering all of that data, how much time is potentially in play for this bull cycle. But the Cardano bull market is like literally at the launchpad. And I probably use the word launchpad back here as ADA's bottoming out because I think that's true as well. But we're right at the beginning. Like if we look at last cycle, very similar to here on the monthly. Here's what is really cool. I just noticed this is a new little piece of data. I just noticed as I was kind of preparing the video on the monthly chart. And then we're going to really start digging into the shorter term and what's going on in this reversal. But if you look at this MACD, this momentum oscillator on ADA, I noticed because ADA doesn't have as much history as something like Bitcoin, Ethereum. This MACD just started. This histogram just started August 2020, right back here. And if you notice when that was in this very similar move that we're in right here. So, because what I was looking at was like this MACD histogram is like made a little move to the upside, and then we're kind of cruising back down. You can see that light green happening, little consolidation. This time, last cycle, there was kind of something very similar happening on the MACD. And I thought that was really cool because it was the beginning of the MACD histogram data. And so what happened next is the Cardano bull market. Will that repeat? Absolutely no guarantees, everybody. I'm just tracking the data here. But for me, as I sit back as a macro person in crypto, on any crypto chart, when I see something like that, I'm like, I'm going to pay attention. So I want to pivot over to really the shorter term move of Cardano, what's going on in the daily, and also even look at the weekly. Before I do, I just want to give a shout out to Dedium. They're the sponsor of today's video. New Cardano project, really getting ready to launch decentralized GPU computing. I don't know if you follow me on X. I posted about it the other day on X. Cardano DePIN is accelerating. There's a new player leading the charge. So we're talking about decentralized physical infrastructure as it relates to crypto. This is Emergo, one of the arms really of Cardano. If you think about all the development that they've worked on and all the development that they've done. But Dedium is here to support your computational needs for training AI models and development in Cardano. Their platform provides on-demand access to powerful GPU resources and allows you to rent out your idle GPUs. So you can use your idle GPUs. And if we look at their website, you can just see empowering individuals to harness their idle GPUs. We click something like node, and it'll scroll you down here. Simple node. Any idle GPU can be utilized. Monetize your GPU. You earn DEDI. And you can see their team right here. One of the things that really intrigued me is the fact that, they have this connection with Emergo. And then if you look deeper, they have this connection with Midnight as well. Obviously, as many of you know, this privacy protocol that is being launched, right? And Dedium Midnight strengthening security with zero knowledge proofs. So this connection to Emergo, to Midnight, these guys seem like the real deal. Like they're really trying to make an impact when it comes to the deep pin space, as well as just decentralized GPU. By incorporating Midnight zero knowledge technology, our project ensures unparalleled security and privacy for client files, allowing only authorized access while keeping Dedium unaware of the file contents or storage locations. We're excited to collaborate with the Midnight Network team to transform this concept into a reality and offer it to our clients. So they have a launch coming up. It's like in 5 days. This is a pre-sale on the 18th of July. Here's some information about it, what they're doing with it. I want to say they've partnered with AxoTrade for their launch. And with every project, everybody, I encourage you. This is obviously a sponsored video. Dedium seems very interesting. Do your due diligence. Look into their team. Look into what they're building. Look into some of these partnerships that they have going on. And just be careful out there. This is a sponsored video. I want to be very just transparent with y'all. I'm being compensated with DEDI, right, for their launch. And I'm excited to collaborate with projects like this that are kind of making moves, especially as we kind of track these cycles, especially as we track Cardano DeFi and just Cardano in general, the ecosystem expanding. It's cool to partner with small teams like this that are getting things going. So appreciate Dedium for sponsoring Crypto Capital Venture. Excited to see what you guys can accomplish. So make sure you go follow them on X. I'll put a link in the description. Let's go into this reversal story that's happening. So this is the weekly, and we're not completely putting in the bullish confirmations just yet. And there's some things to watch out for that I want to be very clear about, even on the daily. And I think I'm going to start on the daily because the daily looks nice, right? I just want to say that right off the bat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green daily candles from this low right here around 33. Ultimately, the low is around 31, but a really nice reversal so far. We've broken the 20. I think in the last video I did, we weren't above the 50 yet, but we broke in the 50-day moving average. That was around 42 cents, and Cardano reaching for it up there around 52 cents, that last moving average on the daily, that 200-day moving average. But check this out. Let's start zooming out because this is the beginning of what we want to see happening in this reversal story, but we have to be careful. This doesn't mean ADA is not going to just come all the way back down. I want to give you a perfect example of that because last time ADA was getting a nice little reversal. I mean, a true macro reversal. This was like exiting the bear market. This was some really nice gains from this swing low here to the swing high of around 80 cents, 234% gains. What led to that move, I just want to say this, was a very similar reversal on the daily, but I want to point out something that happened. Check it out. If you just notice this move, breaking above the 20 and then breaking above the 50, right? Was that enough for bullish confirmation that we're going to make this nice move? It's a good sign. It's a good stepping stone to the reversal, but I just want to point out very clearly, ADA just backtracked and just completely tested the bottom once more and actually fell below those moving averages. Now, what you can focus on and what I'm focusing on is just watching that 20-day, the 50-day, how they kind of converge together to allow that 20-day to flip above the 50. But part of that process really was kind of this move to the upside and move back down, just a convergence all in that area. And that took, if you look at this swing high here to when ADA finally did take off, I mean, we're looking at like October 1st to October 19th, almost 3 weeks of consolidation, 3 weeks of, oh man, we're not out of the woods yet. The reason I'm bringing that up is because we see moves like this on ADA and we're like, that was it. We're good to go. And we get faked out. And this is not just ADA, this is crypto in general. We get faked out and we're like, man, this was it. We're breaking these moving averages. All right, we're off to the moon. We're off to test the 200-day moving average at 52 cents next. And then all of a sudden, like, we start the new week this week and then we're falling. And then we're actually breaking back below the 50, the 20. And then we're like testing previous lows and all of a sudden we're in the lower 30s again over here a couple weeks later and we're like, come on. But in reality, that's the journey. Like that's what it takes to get the reversal. We need all that mess to really start continuing to the upside. That's not me saying that's how it's going to play out. I just want to be very clear that that's a possibility. Before that happens, what we can talk about is if it doesn't happen, what are we looking for? Continued support at the 50-day moving average in blue, the 20-day moving average in green, higher highs and higher lows. So maybe that means ADA comes down to the 50 around 41 cents. Maybe it means ADA comes down to test around 38, 39, 40 cents to meet the 20, right? Getting a little consolidation. We want to see the higher highs and higher lows on this daily chart above those moving averages. And really, this is what it looks like. The escape last time back here in this very similar move. So yeah, maybe we come back, put in another double bottom like we just talked about, or maybe ADA does start doing this and we get some red candles, we get some move to the downside just above the 20, and we're just putting in the higher high, higher low above the 20 and the 50. Ultimately, we're looking for the flippening, the 20-day above the 50. So I really wanted to bring that move up because if you start zooming out on a daily chart, you can see there's a lot involved in every move. That's a reversal at the bottom of a bear market. That's a reversal at the top of a bull market. That's a reversal in this midterm move. There's a lot involved there. And namely, it takes a lot of patience. It really does, I think, take a lot of patience. If we go to the weekly chart, I really wanted to talk about the weekly because here's what's going on the weekly, everybody. This 50-week moving average right now. And we have 1 day, 8 hours left of this weekly chart. And you can just see it is testing the 50-week moving average right around 44 cents. I mean, we are right there. I'm really curious to see for the rest of this weekend, can ADA manage to actually close the weekly candle above? I'm not sure, but I do know one thing. In terms of reversals, just as we did with that daily chart, it's what we want to see. Start closing above these moving averages. Here's where it closed in October 2023. Check it out. This is what that move looked like on the weekly. Look at this. A nice close and then just boom, higher highs and higher lows. I want to point something out to you as well. If you look at that reversal from this low back here to the swing high, that was a gain of around 230 some percent. We've already talked about. If we get a similar reversal from this level, say 200 some percent, this is the move that could bring ADA to that kind of, I think, first major milestone in this bull cycle above $1. This is a very similar move. If we look at the RSI even more powerfully, RSI has so much room to the upside. And I say even more powerfully because if you look at this consolidation move last cycle after the Bitcoin halving, ADA RSI was all the way around, right around 50, 49.50, and still made insane gains in that bull market. Right now, ADA is even lower, bouncing even lower off of around 34, 35. There is so much room for bull market for ADA right here. The gains, I think, could truly be parabolic. So wanted to point all of that out on the weekly, but this is a multi-day, multi-week story, multi-month story that we have to continue tracking. The indicators are looking good on the macro. I'm always sitting here being careful. There's no guarantees that the cycle repeats. There's no guarantees that altcoin season happens and altcoins go crazy and Bitcoin goes to 100,000. I know that, right? I realize that. I really hope the consistency is there and we get a repeat of a crazy bull market. And then the data truly is lining up that way. So those are my thoughts today, this Saturday. I hope you're having a good weekend so far. Please hit the subscribe, hit the like. I appreciate you cruising through. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.